Universal Design for Learning is about creating environments that are more accessible for all children.
Through Learning Through the Arts, we have our students being presented material in a variety of ways. They are allowed to express their learning in multiple ways, and the ways that they choose are engaging to them.
Georgia is accessing a program that is under the sea. So she's looking at fish and underwater creatures. She loves the internet. She has her favorite sites. Starfall is a big one. Loves that site. She also had a little activity very similar to ours. She stamps it and adds color to it. Her desk partners are fabulous as well, and they love to help Georgia with anything. She's a very social girl. She loves to be among them, and they love to have her as well.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want.
Thank you. He makes me lie down in pastures. He leads me beside still waters.
Bravo. Okay, Levi, spin the wheel. What's our I can statement?
I can use strategies to love it.
Frogs and toads. Does that give us our main idea?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, I definitely. Zero decimal, something.
Okay, so what I'm doing on my laptop, it's a Sentio notebook project where I'm summing up the entire grade 6 year textbook into one review. Now, how you would do it, instead of writing it out on paper, you would select A, B, or C with little clicking pads to select the correct answer.
Lots of busy, active little boys, and they are not so much into paper and pencil types of tasks. They really turn off with worksheets, workbooks, that sort of thing. So you want plenty of hands-on. They're very creative, they have fabulous ideas, and they love visual art. So we do a fair amount of that sort of thing.
The students this year have learned how to create iMovie, GarageBand projects, Comic Life projects, and iPhoto projects. But not only the students, we've had training available for parents and training available for our teachers. So now when you have a student come into the classroom and they're not really engaged in doing a pencil paper task, the teacher knows, oh, you know what, I know that Johnny would love to do this project or show his learning of this project using Comic Life. Or I know that this student has some verbal concerns, so if we can record on GarageBand, this will be a more comfortable way for this student to show his learning.
Tell us what's here.
Destroying our planet. We chop down trees and have less oxygen to breathe. Driving cars pollutes out air. Smelly garbage produces methane gas. Our planet is heating up, causing a drought. No water, no.
You always want the child who is being included to feel a part of the larger group. And because often they don't have language, they can't participate orally, they do have assistive technology in different respects. They can use switches, jelly beamers, those sorts of things.
What you're going to do is just show them your set. And there's your timer. So share with one person beside you or behind you your fraction of a set.
4/10 are blue, 6/10 are green.
You need to turn this piece of paper into a fraction of a whole. You could put it into pieces. You just
You got it.
The other body parts that look like legs are called prolegs. To larva, to pupa, to adult. The egg is the first.
Okay, the egg. Who agrees with JJ? How do you use your CNI in the classroom, your screen, to help you with your learning?
I use it when I can't see stuff really far away.
Okay, can you show us how you would use it to see the smartboard?
Well, these two buttons make it go backwards, and that one makes it go forward. And I can move it around and stuff, so I can see.
And what would it be like, Dylan, if you didn't have this in the classroom?
I wouldn't be able to see, and I wouldn't be able to learn.
So this is our iPad, and what we're using it for right now is for center time. We do level guided reading here, so students are working independently at different centers. So this is one of the centers they would go to. So I've just downloaded apps that are curricular related for our grade. And for our smartboard is probably our most commonly used piece of technology. We use it for almost every lesson so that it's very visual, very engaging. I have a lot of students in here that really require visual information paired with either instruction or with oral information that's been given to them. So it really benefits everyone, and I'm able to meet all of the needs of the kids through one lesson.
Something and show us readability and how that works.
Okay, so you go to any website, so I'm going to use Wikipedia, and you would go down, find readability, click it, and it makes it much more.
This gives us like bolded words. The bolded words in red are keywords. Font is better. The information is broken down. It does exactly what it says it does. It makes it more readable because it's as beneficial for a grade 6 student having to use that encyclopedia material as it is for someone who is reading at a grade 1 or 2 level. It makes it more accessible for everybody.
Shapes are in objects, but objects aren't in shapes. So if you're going to make a 3D object, you're going to have some shapes. Take a look at this one.
Take that square and put it in that cube.
What is that?
Are there marshmallows in there? Cube. Take that square and put it in that cube. Yeah, but there might be in 3D object.
Well, you can choose how you want to show what you know. You're going to choose. You might want to show what you know by writing and singing a song. Let's have an example of a song.
I am of a circle round like a pie. I am baby triangle, 3 sides have I.
Maybe you would like to build a 3D object out of straws, sticks, plasticine, or marshmallows. Maybe you and a partner can take a camera and you can find objects in the classroom in the hallway that resemble 3D objects. When I do my planning, I make sure that I have visuals available for the students, things that are auditory for them to listen to or for them to speak. I make sure I have manipulatives for them. They get a chance to get up and walk around, stand around, and get to move. It doesn't matter how they meet that curricular outcome as long as they get a chance to meet it. It might be by singing, it might be by writing, it might be by acting out, it might be by taking pictures, it might be by drawing. As long as in the curriculum it doesn't say needs to read or write, I can use any way I want. But then
Fall. I see Mom making her famous pumpkin pie. I hear the leaves rustling through the air. I smell the turkey in the oven. I taste the appetizers in my mouth. I feel the nice fork in my hand. I'll remember this day as long as I live.
What we did was we
created a font.
So Hero and Atlanta are two of these wonderful people who are going to give you an example of their book talk that they did for us.
And down. Harry, pull it tail.
Pull the tail. Tail.
Harry found his mom in the backyard and the end.
Bravo. Go ahead.
You did very good, Atlanta and Hero. Both did very good.
So having a touch screen on top of this notebook software right now is allowing Zen to navigate through simply by touching your screen and move on and through what she needs to finish today. One of our students is a selective mute. At school he does not speak, so it's made it really difficult for us to assess any of his learning. So this year we have him working on razkids.com, which is a reading program. He can go online, read and answer questions on his comprehension levels, and it gets recorded and tells us about his level of reading, and it kind of rates it through a leveled reader. So I can go online and check out his progress and see what he's been working on and get a better understanding for what he's comprehending and taking in.
This thing is right here.
Yeah, let's try it one more time. And you ready? And begin.
3 over 4 times 25 is 75 over 100, which equals 0.75.
How's that one work? Very nice. It worked very nice.
This last book talk we had Alice in Wonderland done as an iMovie by one of our students at home. We've also had interviews done as iMovies where we've had the interviewer and the character the same person and cutting back and forth. So a lot of editing done in that regard. We've had PowerPoints, Comic Life, Jeopardy games. The games go over well. Dioramas. Simple posters.
Over to Andrew now. Andrew, tip us off with your facts on Olympus. Olympus Mons is Latin for Mount Olympus. It is 3 times the height of Mount Everest. It is a shield volcano and hasn't erupted for about 2 million years.
Sending these grade 6s off to Fowler, which is a very high-tech school in itself, that they have some great abilities. And if nothing else, what I have discovered from this group in particular is that there is absolutely no end to what they will do to help each other. They have all taught me a great deal in the area of technology. They are more than willing to teach each other. And they automatically know that when they're done, that's what they do. They troubleshoot. It's made for excellent projects and a lot of knowledge that has been passed on between each other. So I feel really good about this year.
When I'm planning for my grade 1 classroom, I always look at the curriculum first. The curricular outcomes are what I base everything on. Once I know what I want the students to know at the end of a unit, I then work backwards. So I know what I want them to do, and by working backwards, I make a plan. Now my plan is to look at all the students in my class, and I know what my students are capable of. I know who my students are. I have 10 students on a learner plan, so I have to make sure I can accommodate for the students and the differences in the classrooms. I then make pathways.
Where we have a student who's visually impaired and does need to have font on a smartboard presented in 20-point font. So rather than create a lesson and then enlarge it for this student, the teacher just decided, well, I'm just going to create all of my lessons in 20-point font. And certainly, not only did it benefit the student for whom it was intended, but it ended up benefiting all the students.
Universal Design for Learning, we're front-loading our classrooms, we're front-loading our teachers with the knowledge of media that they need to be able to, right at the top of their mind, go, oh, I have this in my classroom, and this will work really well for this student. We're just at the beginning stages. Our teachers are good teachers and they're using a lot of strategies, but there's so many more strategies that we want to learn about and help improve the learning for our students and to get rid of barriers to learning.
I see people apple picking. I hear geese flying south. I smell turkey cooking in the oven. I taste pumpkin. I feel warm and happy in my home. I remember the leaves changing color last year.